What's going on? Welcome back to Real Estate Essentials. My name is Melanie Ginsberg, your favorite Austin, Texas realtor, and today I'm going to tell you all about why I stopped traveling as a digital nomad and moved to Austin, Texas. Obviously, I think Austin, Texas is an amazing city. I've been here for just over 2 years now, but before I lived here, I lived out of a suitcase. I ran my own marketing agency from my laptop, so I was able to travel all around the world, work kind of whenever and wherever I wanted, and it was amazing. I lived in more countries than I can count. I spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia, mostly Thailand, Vietnam, and Bali. I explored all over Europe and I bounced all around the States. And I was living in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and life was good. I was getting, $8 massages once a week. I had my apartment cleaned. I never cooked, not a single meal. The only thing in my refrigerator was bottled water because I ate all of my meals out. It was almost the same price to eat at a restaurant or to buy all the ingredients and make it at home, and I hate cooking, so it's like, fine, I'll just eat at restaurants. I had tons of friends over there from all over the world. My best friend's Australian, from all around America, Vietnam, everywhere. So it was an awesome lifestyle, but one night I was falling asleep in my amazing apartment in Chiang Mai with a view out the window of the mountains that I paid like $300 a month for. And I was just like, I have to move to Austin, Texas. I had this weird dream, I guess. And I woke up the next morning and I started looking like best place to live in America and why live in Austin, Texas and stuff like that. And I realized that Austin, Texas would be the best place for me. And let me tell you that it needed to be pretty appealing for me to give up that entire life of travel, and my lifestyle was extremely easy. It was a very portable lifestyle, which meant very easy. I ate in a lot of restaurants, like I said. I got massages a lot. I had housekeepers, or I was living in Airbnbs where it was all set up for me. I didn't have to do much. So my personal, my day-to-day tasks that I had to do to run my own lifestyle were super easy, which freed up a lot of time and space for hanging out with my friends, doing yoga, going for hikes, traveling, going to the beach. For 1 month, I had an Airbnb right on the beach on one of the islands in Thailand. It was amazing. So I got to travel all around the world, eat amazing food, and I gave all of it up so that I could move to Austin, Texas. So you got to think that it's a pretty amazing place. And 2 years later, I'm still here. I'm not disappointed. Austin, Texas is such a special city. And here are the things why it really appealed to me. So Austin is, my favorite thing about Austin is that it's such a beautiful amalgamation of like the best and weirdest people ever. We have this saying, I'm sure you've heard it, keep Austin weird, and it's true. People in Austin are unapologetically themselves, and I love that because that means if you have a weird hobby and you think that you're the only one in the world who enjoys it, you can come to Austin, Texas, and you'll find 100 other people who have that same hobby, and you can learn from them and do that hobby together and make amazing friends. And the people in Austin don't think that it's a weird hobby. They're like, wow, that is so cool. Tell me more about that amazing, unique thing that you do. So it's such an amazing place to connect with like-minded people, whatever your mind is like. See what I did there? Whether you're into tech, entrepreneurship, fitness, within the fitness space, there's so much health and nutrition. If you're into paleo, if you're into keto, if you're into carnivore diet and you only eat meat, if you're into cycling, running, biking, like literally anything that you're into. The art scene here is unbelievable too. Like every kind of expression of yourself. I think art at the very core is expression. Any kind of way that you want to express yourself, there is a group of people in Austin here for you that you can do that with and learn from. And depending on what the hobby is, like if it's basketball, there's a team and you can play basketball with them. Everything. There's everything here. And those are my favorite kinds of people too. Even if, there are tons of hobbies in Austin that I don't partake in, and even if I've tried them, they're not my cup of tea. But I love that everyone in Austin loves what they love, and we just coexist. And passionate people are the best kind of people. If if you've ever met a stranger and you're like, hey, tell me about yourself, don't ask them what they do for a living. Ask them what they're passionate about, because you can just see their face light up and they get excited. Once I met this guy and he was talking to me about trees and different subsets of trees and their roots and all of these things for 40 minutes. I did not care at all, but it was honestly such an enjoyable conversation. I remember it even 8 years later, because he was so excited. I could tell that he really truly cared about trees. So Austin is just filled with all of those people, and I love being around that. And I love, I'm the kind of person that's pretty open-minded. I'll try a lot of new things. I tried a ton of new things when I got to Austin, and I was able to see, I didn't really like that, but I do love that. When I moved to Austin, I went to two-stepping classes, because I was like, I'm in Texas now. I grew up in Minnesota, so we're not really big into two-stepping there. But I was like, I'm here now. I'm going to get cowboy boots. I'm going to learn how to do this dance. I went out a couple times with some people, and it wasn't for me. But then I tried salsa dancing for the first time, and I was just like, this is everything to me. And I got super immersed in the salsa dancing community in Austin, Texas, and I never would have tried that if I was in any other city, because I know there are salsa dancing places all around the country, but for me there were so many options, and there were so many people there who were so welcoming, and just the whole environment of Austin, it's like you can be whoever you want to be, you can do whatever you want to do, and there will be people there to support you and cheer you on and help you with that. So I love that about Austin, Texas. The other thing is I love nature. Austin, the main city is pretty much broken up by a river running through it and around it, and I love water. I grew up in Minnesota where we have 10,000 lakes. The river, they call it a lake. It's not quite the same, but I love being able to swim there, to ride my bike along the river, to run along the river, to hike along the river, to kayak or stand up paddleboard or whatever you want to do on the river. I love doing that. And we don't just have water, we also have tons of hiking spots within the forest, and lots of there's cliffs that you can climb. I'm afraid of heights, so I don't like doing that, but there are plenty of people that do that. There's so much outdoor nature stuff that you can do, which is another reason, and another thing I was really looking for. Austin, when I was living abroad, I did not have a car, and I relied on Ubers everywhere. Austin can be a walkable city. I got a car before I moved here, and I recommend, if you are moving here, to get a car. It makes things so much easier and just opens a lot of doors in terms of what you can and can't do. Even if you save a lot of money, with a car payment versus Uber, you'll be like, oh, I'm not going to go to that event because I don't want to pay for the Uber, and I didn't want something like that holding me back. So you can live here without a car. I know a lot of people that live here without a car, depending on the neighborhood that you live in. There are tons of walkable areas, tons of coffee shops, etc., which that was important to me. Even though I have a car, I still love that I can bike to coffee shops, bike to my yoga studio, bike, a lot of places, bike to see some friends. So, love that. I love how much amazing food and culture there is in Austin. Similar to kind of how it's just a mixing pot here, but people come here for all different reasons, and they bring who they are, and that shows up in a lot of our stores and our restaurants and our coffee shops, and just the vibe feels very interesting. So in addition to that, the food here is amazing. There is so much good food. I could probably try a new restaurant every day, and it would take me years to run out of new places to try. And yeah, the number one reason, maybe not the number one, but when I was Googling Austin, I saw that it was listed best place to live, happiest people in America live here, greenest city, most walkable city. It has won all of these awards. I don't know who writes those newspaper articles and who collects the votes of who deems it. And that was enough to inspire me to move here. And once I did, I could see why it got all of those votes. The people here are so nice. The people here are so happy. The people here care about each other and about themselves, and that is what I'm looking for in a city. I have made some lifelong friends here. I've only been here for 2 years, and I can't wait to see what more comes from it. So if you are watching this and you are thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, I highly recommend it. I can answer any questions that you have. Not only have I lived in countries and cities all around the world, so I have a lot of experience to draw from, but I'm also a real estate agent, so I know a lot about what it's like to buy a house, to rent an apartment or a house, to find living here in Austin, Texas. And I would love to answer any of your questions. I have my information down below. So please follow me on social media or send me an email and ask me any questions that you may have. You can also leave a comment on this video. While you're down there, please smash that subscribe button and hit the like button and little bell. It really helps me grow my channel and get my message out to more people. I know that there are a lot of people that are like, no, Californians, don't come to Austin, we don't want you. Or like, no, Austin is growing too fast, it's rising, it's driving the prices up and we don't want you. I am not of that mindset. I feel so fortunate and grateful to have found Austin and found my community in Austin and everything in Austin, and I want people to experience that, and I would love nothing more to help you experience that, because you deserve all the best and all the best people and definitely the best city in America. So if you are thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, like I said, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. And this comes from someone, I've lived in more cities than I can even count, and I spent 4 to 5, maybe even 6 years of my life traveling all around the world, living in other countries, South Africa, Israel, Europe, Thailand, Bali, Cambodia, a lot of places. I've seen a lot. And Austin is still number one in my heart and number one on the list. So take it from me. You can trust me. I wouldn't steer you wrong. Austin, Texas is the city for you. If you have any questions about digital nomadism too, I'd be happy to answer that as well. This is a real estate channel, and I talk all about real estate, but part of who I am in my journey was living in other places, and they have real estate in other places too. So let me know if you have any questions. I will happily answer all of them for you, and please like, share, and comment, subscribe. Whatever, guys. Please support my channel in any way that you can. I have new videos every single week talking about all things real estate, also marketing, mindset, travel hacks, anything that you want. Let me know below. Leave a comment and I will make that video for you, because this is for you. I'm not talking to a camera right now. For me, I wouldn't need a camera to do that. I can just talk to myself in the mirror. This channel is for you, so let me know what you want to see and I will make it happen. I hope you have the best day yet. I will talk to you soon and see you next time.